And for my next trick, my friend, I'm going to show you how to get more people opening and reading your emails every single day using a little something that I call the looping cliffhanger campaign.
The drive.
Good morning. Welcome to this glorious Friday. It is Dean Holland here, of course, en route to Internet Profits HQ. How are you doing? If you're not part of the family here, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of this good stuff we're putting out every single day, Monday to Friday, as I journey to Internet Profits headquarters. So, one of the most important and valuable assets that an internet marketer and an online entrepreneur will ever own is an email list. But it can also become a useless, redundant, non-profitable asset if not done correctly. You know, every single time you add a number to your email list, that is a real person opting into your mailing list for additional information to connect with you, okay? Now, it is your responsibility to build up that rapport, to build and develop that connection, to eventually go on to get that person to know you, like you, and trust you. Now, one of the biggest factors that you can do to allow that to happen is consistency, consistent communication. Okay, now a lot of people though, they struggle with what to say, what to send, how to say it, and when, how frequently to send it. Now, many years ago, it was kind of common practice, I guess, and I suppose to some people it still is, to email like once or twice a week. Now, the problem with that is more and more people are subscribing to more and more mailing lists. And if you do not start to establish that rapport and connection immediately and consistently on a daily basis, unfortunately, they're going to forget who you are. They're going to forget why they subscribed. And those subscribers, they're going to become unresponsive. And they're going to become redundant. They're going to become useless to your business. And you don't want that, right? What you want and what you need is for your emails to be landing in that inbox, for them to see your name and want to open that email and say, what is Dean Holland emailing me about today? Let's take a look. And they click that subject line, they open it up, and they consume the email. And once they're at that stage, the most important thing, of course, is that they are taking the specific action that you want them to take, which is, of course, to click that link that's in the email and go to the destination that you have set in your email, okay? Which is probably going to be for a blog post, a piece of content, a Facebook post, an affiliate offer, or to a product offer of your own, or webinar or something like that. So, how do you help this happen then? How do you break the process of people not opening and not responding to emails? Well, I use a little something that I call the looping cliffhanger campaign. Oh yes, what is this? Well, it's my own adaptation of stuff that I've learned over the years from several different people. There's some amazing email copywriters and trainers and teachers on that subject. I would say one of my favorite courses, which isn't really high priced, to be honest, it's only I think $200-300, so it's really nothing, would be Andre Chaperone's Autoresponder Madness. I think it's 2.0 or something like that now, but great course. It's going to teach you how to write in story, so story-based emails that get responses. So here's what I've done. I've kind of taken that story process and I've added a couple of things to it. So very early on, so what I basically do is, here's my process in a nutshell. Every single day, I will send an email that is basically something that's happened to me in the last 24, 48 hours, sometimes in the last 7 days. Okay, sun's shining right in my face. So I'm basically sharing. So I don't want to have to create or come up with something, right? So what I basically do is, when I'm sitting down to write my emails, the first thing I look at is, right, what just happened in the last few hours? So for example, a classic example will be, you're not gonna guess what just happened to me in the store. right? So I've just, I've stopped at the store on the way to the office, so I would write an email that would say, so I'm stood there in the queue waiting to pay for the milk that I just wanted to purchase from the store to bring to the office, and I heard someone talk about this, and I would go into it and I just share a brief bit of story. However, that's component number one. So story based on something that actually has happened to me in the last 7 days, usually in the last 24 hours, okay? So that's part one. Now, element number two to this, okay? Element number two to this will be opening a loop early on in the email. So what opening a loop is, it's where you're opening a loop about something else. So you'll mention something, but you won't tell the whole story. So for example, and I do this very early on in the email, literally, usually in the first, 6 to 8 lines of the email, I'll open the loop for the next email, okay? So I would say something along the lines of, oh, you're not going to believe what just happened to me at the store. Just before I reveal that though, let me just mention something. So I've opened the loop about the thing at the store, for example, or I might say, so I want to share with you, I'm going to share, you won't believe what just happened to me at the store, but just before I do that, I've just had a very weird, yesterday something very weird happened on the internet with a Facebook post, and I was completely stunned by it. I'll mention that, I'll tell you more in just a moment. But first of all, back to what just happened at the store. So I've opened this loop, and now I've planted this seed that something weird happened on Facebook with one of my posts yesterday, and I'm going to share about it. So in their head, they're waiting for the answer to that thing. So now I go back into the story of what just happened at the store, okay? And I complete that story. I give a call to action, okay? So I'm telling story of something that just happened in the last 24, 48 hours that makes writing emails easy because it's something that actually happened. I don't have to create something or be too inventive. I'm telling a story of what just happened. I've opened a loop early on to something else that's happened recently, and then I continue that email, then I give my call to action, so I would tie in that story into, oh, by the way, I want to give you a copy of my, have you grabbed a copy of my latest product yet? If not, click here. And, so remember I just mentioned above, so then I would bring it back up. Oh, remember, I just mentioned a moment ago about the weird thing that happened on Facebook yesterday. Well, look out for my email tomorrow. I'm going to tell you all about it. It is weird. It is just strange. Talk soon, Dean. P.S. Remember, if you haven't grabbed a copy of this, go there now, and pick it up right away. There, call to action again. So that's not the greatest of examples, but you see what I mean? There's the components. So story based off what just happened recently, just a real thing that happened. It could be something that's seemingly mundane that you're just telling a story, opening a loop early on to something else, telling the story, and then mentioning the cliffhanger again, bringing it back up and saying, look out in my next email. Because now, if you do this every single day, they're going to start getting used to reading your stories, enjoying hearing from you, and looking forward to that next email to complete the other brief story that you haven't told them the answer to. So I could obviously talk about this for probably 1-2 hours easily to fully help you to understand this, but I hope it's at least opened your mind. I call it looping cliffhanger campaigns. We send them every day. They're simple stories based on stuff that's happening in your day-to-day life. You're opening loops, you're giving call to actions, and you're emailing every single day. So hope that helps. If you did help, if you want to keep hearing from us, hit that subscribe button, smash it, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of these daily chunks of awesome value that I hope you're enjoying from us here at Internet Profits. So with that said, thanks for watching the drives this week. Subscribe, and we'll of course see you back after the weekend. Have a great one. I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.